I mean, if you're going to dropship via AliExpress, you need to think about how to find the dropshipping suppliers. This is important because the thing here is that this can actually have a big impact on your revenue. It can have a big impact on your reputation. So there are a lot of things that are going into place when we talk about AliExpress dropshipping suppliers. Okay, so here's the overview I really want you to pay attention to. So why is it important at all to find the best AliExpress suppliers for your dropshipping store? The thing is that if you don't have the right dropshipping supplier, what's going to happen here is that you're going to waste a lot of time in terms of looking at low quality products. Customer will return the products, and then back and forth. And if by any chance your supplier is located in China, you have to think about anytime there is a transfer of goods to the supplier, you got to count at least 3 weeks to 4 weeks. That's a lot of time wasted. Okay, so it's very important to really make sure that the person who handles the production of your products and the shipment to your customers has to be reliable, because that's what a dropshipping supplier is. You basically are taking care of you are taking care of the front office, right? Sales, marketing, everything, sales funnel, everything, and you're taking care of also the back office, which is the customer support. But your dropshipping supplier is taking care of the middle office, the production, the shipment. All those things are important, okay? By the way, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. I'm having a quick convo with you about how to find the best dropshipping supplier for your AliExpress dropshipping gig. Okay, now you need to understand when we talk about dropshipping supplier, a lot of dropshippers, especially the newbies, they only focus on the cost. You know, I just want to get the lowest price, whatever. You know, people talking about, yes, you know, I'm trying to eke out a large profit margin on each of my products. But hey, listen, boss, the price is not the same thing. It's not the only thing. You cannot pick your supplier based on price only. Okay, because if you go to AliExpress and you sort by price and pick the lowest one, you're just wasting your time. This is a bad decision, okay? And you're going to regret it, because you are going to lose customers as fast as Usain Bolt is running a 100-meter race. Okay, so don't do this. Okay, don't pay attention to price only. There is a large constellation of factors in which you need to focus on when choosing your best AliExpress dropshipping supplier. So let me give you the steps you need to follow. You know, so how do you actually find the best AliExpress suppliers for your dropshipping store? Now, it really depends on how you actually have you have structured your store. Okay, are you selling on BigCommerce, on WooCommerce, on Shopify, on a marketplace such as eBay, Amazon, Etsy? What do you have? Talk to me, boss. Okay, but the first thing you need to do here is that you need to sort the product search results. So when you go to AliExpress and you search for your specific product that you are really you want to have more information about, you need to sort the product search results. What does that mean? It means that you are going to get a lot. Like if you type anything in AliExpress will give you gazillions of options. Okay. After that, do not sort by price, but by orders. Pay attention, boss. Don't sort by price. Once you have the results, do not sort by price. You want to sort by orders. So this will show you the products with the most amount of orders first. And that's what you want. You are trying to really gauge the reputation of the supplier. You're trying to gauge the popularity of the products that you are about to dropship. So those are important elements you need to pay attention to. Okay. By the way, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. What are we talking about here? We are speaking about dropshipping with AliExpress, how to find the best dropshipping supplier. Okay, now you need to, so the step number one, you need to sort the product search results. Step number two, you need to explore the AliExpress supplier database. It's very important to look at positive feedback. What is the percentage of the positive feedback that the specific AliExpress supplier, dropshipping supplier that you are considering? This is very, very important, okay? Do not go for anything below 95%. Again, I'm just trying to tell you never to focus on the price first, okay? Positive feedback. First, you go with orders. Orders is number one. Number two, you go with positive feedback. You need to have a supplier, a dropshipping supplier on AliExpress that has a very high positive feedback, okay? Very high percentage of positive feedback. And one thing I want to say here is that if you have a supplier who has bad news, who has stuff going on, like a lot of sort of crappy reviews, I want you again to stay away from that supplier as fast as possible. The third thing I want you to do here is I want you to inspect the product reviews. This is where we go granular. We really dig deep, okay? It's not about just trying to make a quick buck. See, the things we are doing everything here methodically. So if you are trying to get the best AliExpress dropshipping supplier, you need to make sure that you inspect the product reviews. What are customers saying about the products? What are past customers saying about the products? And when we talk about product reviews, you always want to start with the crappy reviews. Read the bad reviews. Read the 1 star, the 1 stars. Read the 2 stars before you go to like the fluffy 5 stars one, whatever. Okay. And again, we are dropshipping suppliers. We're not in this to actually create a charity. We're trying to create a sustainable business. So we're looking at the bad reviews first. Okay. And you want to really, and you also want to pay special attention to the reviews that contain pictures. With the help of those pictures, you can roughly evaluate the quality of the products and understand whether the buyer's claims are fair. Okay, because sometimes everything, a lot of stuff can happen. Human nature, people get pissed, whatever. It's a little thing, people get pissed. You never know, whatever, blah 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 blah. Sometimes people get annoyed by some tiny details that are not really relevant. So, but sometimes several different customers point out the same difficulties they had during the purchasing process, and that's something you need to keep an eye on. Okay, this is really important. And by the way, I want to quickly again remind you of today's topic. I'm having a conversation with you about dropshipping with AliExpress. How do you actually find the best dropshipping supplier? Now, the next thing you need to really pay attention to is to check the shipping time. So on the product page, look at the available shipping terms to understand whether the seller can ship your order to the country where the majority of your potential buyers live, not where you are, not in the country where you are located. If you are in the States, but your customers are in Southeast Asia, you want to make sure that the supplier can ship there. Okay, this is really important. I mean, because the whole analysis, we're not really focusing on, because the target country is the country where the target audience lives. This is really important to understand. The next thing I want you to pay attention to here is to look at the guarantees. So you want to look for AliExpress dropshipping suppliers guarantees. It's really important to understand that we're not really going to let ourselves being dazzled by suppliers who will give you some kind of fluffy guarantees. No, it has to be clear. It has to be specific. Are they talking about on-time delivery? Like, let's say they have on-time delivery 30 days, on-time delivery 60 days. Okay. Or they have things like quality guarantee, like product can be returned, not a problem. You want to really look at those things because, hey, at the end of the day, if your customer is pissed, if your customer returns a product, you are going to be the one who's going to suffer because your customer doesn't know and doesn't care, as a matter of fact, that you are drop shipping. They don't care. They don't even know that you have somebody actually doing the production and the storage and the shipping for you. They think you are the business actually selling to them. They probably don't understand the term drop shipping. So you are, everything is on you. It is on you. It's up to you to take responsibility to make sure that you double check the guarantees and make sure the guarantees are for real. Okay. And the step number 6, one thing I want you to do right now is actually contact the AliExpress dropshipping, your potential dropshipping supplier. So the whole thing here is that AliExpress does have on their platform a system whereby you can contact the potential supplier, right? And you can use Google Translate to translate what you want to say in Mandarin, in Chinese Mandarin, for example. But one thing I want to say here is that based on our experience, it's just a lot better to speak to a supplier who understands English, okay? And pay attention to how and how quickly they respond to you. Don't worry too much about grammar here, okay? We're not really trying to be better than Webster. No, the dictionary, not at all. What you want to see responsiveness. You want to see quality of the product. You want to see quality of the pictures. But responsiveness is really important because those dropshipping suppliers are contacted every single day by gazillions of potential buyers like you. So if a supplier doesn't take your business seriously, he or she will never do things according to plan and do in accordance with your instructions. So please pay attention a lot to the time to the time they take to get back to you. The next thing I want you to pay attention to is to really ensure that the quality of the product is good. I mean, this is a step I can never overemphasize because see, the thing is that when we talk about dropshipping, and I've said this before, the proper dropshipping business model should be a long-term model. It's not a short-term thing. You're not just trying to get in and get out. No, you're trying to get in. You're trying to ride the wave as long as possible. I just want you to picture a stock market like the stock market. When you look at a stock, a company that starts, like there are some companies that started 20 years ago, 30 years ago, they're still around. Sometimes they will go through ups and downs, but they're still around. And this is what I want you to have also. When you think about your dropshipping strategy, the product that you want to buy through your AliExpress supplier, make sure the quality is good because you will be selling this product for years and years and years to come, boss. You're not just trying to get in and get out. No. You are going to be in it for a long time. So quality is really important. You want to quality trumps the price at this point. Okay. You want to inspect quality first. And one thing I want to do here is that you can try to talk to the supplier. Ask them to send you pictures, and even better, ask them to send you a video. And after that, I want you to order a sample. This is really important because listen, you better see the product you're about to sell to your customers. Okay, now I'm not saying you have to order samples for all the products you're trying to sell, but you, at least at the beginning, if you don't know the supplier really well, you're trying to establish a relationship. You're trying to establish that trust because you have to come to rely on them. So at the beginning, it really can take some time for you to get acclimated to the way they do business. But once you're comfortable about the way they work, you can go ahead and just trust them. But you need to have that proof. You need to make sure that the quality of the product is good and they can deliver. See, it's not about just the quality though. It's also about the quantity. Because once the supplier passes muster in terms of the drop shipping item quality, the next question is, can he or she produce en masse? Can he or she produce to sort of satisfy your potential market? Those are really important elements you have to pay attention to in and out, day in, day out. Now, here is a bonus for you. If you haven't listened to me so far, I want to share a few things with you in terms of how you actually deepen the conversation you have with your AliExpress dropshipping suppliers, how you can vet them, how you can validate their claims so that they're not trying to razzle dazzle you or kind of tell you stories that kind of lie to your face, whatever. There are a few questions you can ask to sort of deepen the conversation and know whom you're really talking to. So, for example, you can ask your dropshipping supplier on AliExpress, how do you let your customers know that the shipping time might be 2 or 3 weeks longer, for example? The thing here is that you want to make sure you want to have a supplier who actually is transparent with you, because whatever the supplier tells you, that's what you're going to replicate and tell your customers, because the end customers, you are the only one dealing with them. Your dropshipping supplier is dealing with you. So make sure that your dropshipping supplier is transparent with you so that you can, in turn, have a shipping policy where you write about the expected shipping times. So if you're curious about how to make a shipping policy for your store, we actually have a video that's coming up real soon that will talk about that. Okay. And also I want you can also, there's another question that people ask a lot, whether or not you should inform AliExpress suppliers before drop shipping. yes, you need to inform your AliExpress supplier that you are drop shipping, because the thing here is that if you don't do it, they might actually have invoices or promotions that they might actually insert invoices or promotions in your customer's package. So this is why it's really important to see things up front. Obviously, it's even better to write a contract, to sign a contract, whereby you're telling them specifically, hey, listen, I'm drop shipping here. Please don't send any invoices or promotions to my customers, okay? And another advantage is that you get to build a relationship with your supplier. And so with good communication, you'll be able to ask questions, solve problems, negotiate discounts, and much more. And the thing I want to say here is that, again, going back to what I said earlier, when we talk about a dropshipping relationship, this should be a long-term relationship. This is not just a 3 months, I'm just quickly in and out, like sort of quick, get rich quick sort of scheme. No, you want to build a long-term relationship with your suppliers. So this whole conversation has been about AliExpress dropshipping suppliers, right? And the big question is, can you find US dropshipping suppliers on AliExpress? Like you probably are thinking, why am I going all the way to China to find dropshipping suppliers on AliExpress? And so the answer to the first question is yes, you can find US dropshipping suppliers on AliExpress. And the second question is, why are they going all the way to China to actually, why should you go all the way to China to actually find those? It's just because those US dropshipping suppliers are trying to make money too. They're trying to make money. They're trying to sell to the whole world. Remember, AliExpress is not just for the Chinese market, it's for the whole world. So those US-based dropshipping suppliers are trying to market themselves to the whole world so they can make money as well. So yes, if you go on AliExpress.com, you will find US dropshipping suppliers. Now, maybe if you're lucky, and if you are based in the States and you are lucky, you will find a dropshipping supplier that is close to home, which is even great, which is great if your target audience is also in the States. Okay, so this will really help you a lot, actually get your supplies really fast, and also the good thing is if you have a US-based dropshipping supplier, really the quality, at least theoretically, the quality should be high. Okay, the quality of the final product should be high. Okay, and can you actually use your supplier's product video for your store? Yes. You can use AliExpress product videos for your store, but it's just best to ask for your supplier for permission before you do it. Because if you don't, you risk getting into legal trouble. And even better, if you ask, maybe the supplier has even better or a most recent video they can share with you with better quality. Because sometimes if you go through AliExpress, you'll see that sometimes some of those videos are just they have a crappy resolution. It's not really you can't use it really to do a lot of things. So maybe you can actually ask the supplier if they can actually create another video that you can use as a promotional tool in your store. Okay, but long story short, it's all about building a relationship with your supplier. It's all about making sure that you're cultivating something that will actually that you can sustain over the long run, because this is important. Again, I want to go back. I really want to insist on that. When we do drop shipping, whether you do it through AliExpress or Banggood or Douba, whatever, it has to be a long-term relationship. It has to be a long-term thing. This is not a marathon. It's actually you trying to build a target audience, but it's not really a target audience. At some point, it becomes a community that can support your dropshipping goals. Okay, this is really important. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I want to talk to you about, I was talking to you about dropshipping with AliExpress. How do you find a dropshipping supplier? So I gave you a few tips here and there. So sort out the products, search results. You want to explore the AliExpress supplier, inspect the product reviews, check the shipping time, look at the supplier's guarantees. You want to message the AliExpress supplier, and you want to ensure the quality of the products is really top notch. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. God bless you. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.